This is the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Schreiber. Aaron is a huge fan of country music star Eric Church and is a member of his fan base, the Church Choir. Aaron has attended and continues to attend as many shows as possible, and along the way, he meets some incredible people. Each week, he'll introduce you to a fellow choir member, and together, they will share their awesome stories and life adventures. It's time to meet one of them right now. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host and choir director for the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast, Aaron Schreiber.
What is up, everybody? So we are live. Finally, it's Tuesday night again. Welcome to the show. If you guys are just joining us first time, share the video real quick with any of your friends, family. Let's bring them on. We have some really cool stories tonight to share. This guy that I got tonight, I'm going to tell you, we probably have some of the best stories that we don't remember. It always was a fun time whenever he was around. Jack Daniels was very well involved on all of these, but it's always a good time. So we're going to go over these stories tonight. What's up, Robert? I got to send you a message still. I got your messages. I'm sorry. I had a really busy day. So, but I did read them. I'm going to hit you back up. That's really cool, though. But yeah, I can't wait to bring them on. But before that, whoever was in Philadelphia this weekend, man, am I getting jealous. My year's over for shows, but I'm like, I want to go again. We got Stagecoach announced today, so I'm very excited for Stagecoach. I don't know if I'm going to make it out there now. I'm really going to try because I've never been to California, never been out that way. So would love to get out there, hang out, and see. The lineup is just phenomenal, though. I couldn't believe the lineup. So, but all right. So if you guys were in Philadelphia last weekend, you guys saw a lot of cool things happen. A lot of cool things went on. Something kind of that caught my attention, though. Like I said, I always do this 5-minute review or 5-minute guest I have every week before our main guest. And this week, I found this thing that was really cool. Sorry, I was reading something. I found this thing that was really cool on Facebook, and I just saw Eric sign this guy's arm really big. So I'm like, that's who I need to have this week for my 5-minute review. So let's see if I can find this guy. I get buried with all my videos down here, but I'm going to bring Ryan on, and we're going to talk a little bit about Philadelphia.
Hey, guys. So how's everyone?
Hey, what's up, man?
So
Can you
Aaron
hear me?
and I, we Friday and Saturday, we went to Double Down Tour, and it was awesome. I had my cup. The man himself gave me a nice tattoo. It was awesome. I'm still trying to get my voice back. It was unforgettable.
Hey, Ryan, can you hear me right now?
I didn't know what to expect on Friday. Just sitting outside for 8 hours with a bunch of strangers, and out of nowhere, I realized that they were family. And same thing happened Saturday.
Hey, Ryan, can you hear me right now?
Hey, I can hear you.
Okay. Everybody, apparently they're saying they can't hear. They're having hearing. Were you able to hear me earlier when I was talking, or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, so you heard everything I was talking about?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
No.
Oh, you couldn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh, crap.
It's okay.
All right. If you guys are in chat and you guys can hear me now, please let me know. I'm not going to restart everything and talk all over again. But I will restart with Ryan, though, once I know.
Yeah, I just started talking, too, when I didn't even see you, so I didn't know.
All right. They said they can hear now. Do you see me now on there?
Yeah, I can see you.
All right. Well, I guess we're live now. So, all right, we'll go back to my introduction with him. I don't know what I said before you, so I'm not going to go back to that. So if you guys are just joining in, welcome. This is Ryan Doyle. He was in Philadelphia this weekend. Whenever I do this 5-minute concert review, I always want to find something cool, somebody that has a really cool moment at the show. Last weekend, I had Audie and them on with the gender reveal. And that was really cool to be able to talk to them and have them share their story. So now I want to hear this story because I saw this video during Jack Daniels. I was hoping to try to play the video, but it wouldn't let me. Of Eric signing this guy's arm. This guy's huge, Brian, right here. It was a huge signature. So you just got to tell me, man, before we get into your review about the show, I want to know all about the tattoo, man, and what happened.
Okay, so what happened was on Saturday, I sat outside for 8 hours. I brought poster board with me just for time to kill, and I thought of a creative sign. So it was Next Sinners Tattoo, EFC. And at the last second, I realized, I had a couple extra space to the upper right-hand corner. So I decided to put "Thank you for the Jack and Coke" 2 years ago. I figured small font would get his attention, and it did. literally, as soon as he walked out, he pointed right to my sign, and I didn't believe it. I had to ask a couple people at first, and then as soon as he started playing, I could have sworn he kept looking over at that sign. And as soon as Jack Daniels happened, I think it was Chris. Hi, Stephanie. I better see you in Nashville. What was I gonna say? So I made friends with somebody by the name of Chris, and he helped me get right next to the stage too.
Nice.
So
it wasn't Johnson, was it?
What's that?
Was it Johnson, big guy?
Yeah, big guy. Big guy with
that. Probably Chris,
yeah.
Big beard.
Yeah, big beard.
Probably Chris Johnson then.
You know who I'm talking about. He
Yep.
said he didn't have a Facebook, only a Twitter.
Oh, well, then that's not Johnson. He sure has a Facebook. So, that's probably not Johnson. I didn't know if Johnson was in Philly or not this weekend.
Yeah, but he was a nice guy.
There's a lot of cool guys.
Everybody was awesome in the pit. It was my first time actually being like introduced to the church choir, because I only been to a small handful of church concerts.
We're not as rabid as everybody says we are. No.
I know. It's only because I'm local from Philly, just graduated college, so I'm trying to explore a little bit more. But back to him signing my arm. When that actually happened, well, first he gave me the cup, and then after that he knelt down and he just asked, "Oh, how big? How big do you want it?" I didn't even answer him. I just, are we allowed to curse in this?
Yeah.
Okay, just double checking. I don't want YouTube to take it down.
No.
I told him 2 years ago when you gave me that cup, I chugged that shit in 10 seconds. He said, "Oh, okay, you're good. You're good." So then he just signed it as big as he wanted. And I was about to go to Xfinity Live right afterwards, but I'm like, nope, I'm not fucking this up. So I just went right home, and my tattoo shop, Studio One in Glen Olden, Pennsylvania. They opened at 1. I was there right at 1, and my guy I always go to, he did it awesome for me.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, actually, when I got mine, when he signed my arm years ago, it was the same thing. I actually went earlier in the day. We were in Memphis, and he came off the bus. I was talking to him. It was probably like midday. I'm like, I'm going right here to get this tattooed on. I said, "Can you sign my arm real quick?" And he just signed it, and I went right across the street from the bus and got it signed. And then after the show, I showed him, like, "See, I really did it, man."
So there's a Facebook page that your followers might see. It's called Country Raised, RAZD, and the person who runs that page reached out to me, so I shared my videos and pictures with her on there. Okay, and I didn't realize, but they have almost 200,000 followers.
Nice. Yeah.
I had a couple haters on the page.
You always will.
You know what? It's my body.
Yeah. You always will. I mean,
exactly.
It was the same thing. My video from Detroit with Eric doing "Lose Yourself" by Eminem got picked up by Whiskey Riff, and Whiskey Riff picks up anything. It pretty much goes viral in a heartbeat. So I have a video of Eric Church covering Eminem, and some of those comments were very fun.
So go ahead and give us. Just have fun.
Go ahead and give us your little bit of a review of the show this weekend. Talk about some of the songs he sang, what kind of a set list he might have had, and just go ahead and give us a review, and I'll go ahead and post some pictures and share some pictures while you're talking.
Okay, awesome. So night 1, didn't know what to expect at first, since it was 2 years since I was in the pit. Just great people hanging out with. Just in general, I thought it was amazing. But for night 2, though, I absolutely love night 2. Not just because of the Jack and Coke. It was more so because of the awesome people we all got to be around in the pit. It was, you forgot about everything in your life except living in that moment. And that's exactly what he talked about when he jumped right in front of us on the floor. I was thinking about last 2 days, and I am almost at a loss for words, just knowing what happened and how many people had great experiences of him up close and personal, like Stephanie, who just messaged us on there.
Yeah.
Like
that's what church has been doing this tour. It's just been crazy.
It's crazy though. And then when you see some other artists that people are saying that they should be the entertainer of the year, I'm looking at their stage setup, and it's clearly trying to keep the fans in one spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, no one out there that I see. I mean, I follow a lot of public music pages and everything else, but I don't see the kind of length other artists are going to just to kind of reach out to their fans as church has been doing this tour.
Yeah.
And from driving around giving out tickets beforehand to pulling kids up on stage and everything in between, it's just been amazing to see.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can go on the surprise meet and greets. Giving away like 5 or 6 cups, the autographs, bringing the kids on stage, Joanna going onto the floor, taking pictures with everybody, Anthony, the photographer, being interactive with people outside, the security guard for Eric coming outside and talking with us for a half hour, 45 minutes. I mean, what other artists and their people do that for their fans? You don't really find that anywhere.
I totally agree, man. So, well, I really appreciate you spending some time with me. We went a little bit over because I know we had some audio issues. Once again, I told myself this week we're not having no audio issues, and boom, it happened. So, I really appreciate you spending some time with me, man. And I hope you had a great weekend. And we'll bring you. We'll chat again sometime.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll see you. I'll see you when you come back in Philly.
Yeah, man. I told you I might be out there in February, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, hit me up.
All right, dude.
I guess see you later.
All right, guys, that was Ryan. I'm telling you, this is some really cool stuff. I mean, the interaction has been unreal with the fans, everybody from the crew. But I mean, just to see the whole tattoo thing play out was really neat. So I was excited. All right, you guys ready for this one? I don't know if you guys are ready tonight. Let's see. We only got 18 people watching right now. You guys got to at least share this video so we can get at least 20 for this guy now. So. Like I said, a lot of our memories we probably don't remember. But I first met, I went and messed it up. And again, I know you said Baton Rouge or Hickory. I forgot what joke came first. We were talking earlier about it. I just had a long couple of days, and I was very unprepared for the show tonight. But I'm gonna bring this guy on. Oh, is he ready? The cool thing is he's in his wife's cheese shed, so you gotta make fun of him for that now. So is it a she shed
man?
Cave tonight?
Yeah, hanging in the she shed, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So everybody, welcome Jason Speed to the Gaining Fast on Memphis podcast. When I first started this podcast, and I say this every week, I compile a list of names, and I'm like, these are the first 10 I got to have. You're at the top of that list. And because we've had some cool times together, man. But I want to hear, before we get into us and like where we met and hung out, what drove you to Eric Church? What song? What lyric, what show? I mean, where did your journey start with Eric?
Oh, man. I had just graduated college. It was in 2006 or whatever. And, been a big country fan for a long time and everything. And had heard all the stuff on the radio and everything. And then the minute that Sinners came out, of course, I had to go buy it or whatever. But what made it... thanks. Thanks for the beard. What made it really fun was I had just gotten an apartment doing the whole bachelor pad thing, had a couple roomies and all that kind of stuff. So I had just bought a surround sound system and everything. So I got home that day, I had bought it all at the same time, hooked that thing up, and of course the first CD I put in was Church. And, you've got to test it out, do it right. So I literally cranked the volume before I even start the thing. Yeah, there we go. And so first thing on my new surround sound system, I'd heard the single on the radio and everything, is Before She Does, just cranking. Yeah, you start like that, that's pretty cool. And then it just doesn't slow down from there. So, I mean, that was the album and everything. So many good songs on there that I loved. My first show really was, it was Wild Bill's, I think in August of 2007. So, I'd been following church for a while, was on the website, met a bunch of different people that way.
Were you at the New York Beach for Wild Bill's?
That was my second show there, yeah. I went in August 2007. Yeah.
I did not know we did go together. All right, that's something we'll talk about.
No, we hadn't met yet, man. We didn't meet for 3 more months after that.
We gotta talk about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
I
that
didn't mean
was
to.
fun.
Go ahead and continue.
No, you're good, man. No worries. This is gonna be weird this whole hour, man. I can't see you. All I can see is the photos you're putting up. So
I know that's weird, like because I know Ryan said you could see me. It's just me moving my hands a lot. That's all really it is. But
yeah.
so
You're
I'm
good.
sorry. I don't know what happened with that. So, but yeah, normally you could see me. Yeah. So before she does was actually mine. The first time I saw Church in concert, Ed was doing the talk box. So I went to a weird show, and Ed started with the talk box, and then boom, right into before she does is like, what is going on here? This actually seems really cool, or sounds really cool. And there you go, Patty's waving at you now.
Yay. No, that
So,
was great live, man. For so many years when he would play that one, it was just, the roof would come off. That was just so cool.
Yep.
But that first couple shows, hadn't really met anybody in person, so that was in August. And then at the end of the year, I went back to the New Year's Eve show. It was kind of weird, but at the time it was like my bachelor party because that was before I got married the first time. So yeah, that was definitely very entertaining. And then it was finally, a few months later when I started to meet most of the church choir in person and that kind of thing. So it was sort of weird in a way because there were so many people there, that I hadn't known yet that would meet in a couple months.
So was our first meeting? I know we've said it 3 times. Was it Baton Rouge or Hickory?
Baton Rouge. It was it March or April? I forget exactly the month, but it was that spring. Yeah, right there.
I think that's you in front with the white shirt on.
Yeah,
everybody else wearing blue, and here comes Speed with white now.
That's what I'm saying, man. That was literally the first time I met most of these folks. So I was in the loop on some things, but it's like what are these crazy people doing? They look sort of rabid a little bit. I think I can fit in here.
You still remember your name on the boards, the old boards? What was your name on there? Do you remember it?
Oh yeah, is that Jason Speed 21?
Okay. I always try to ask everybody. I forgot. Oh no, Corey I think told his. No, I always try to remember all of them. I gotta have Tammy on, so Tammy could talk about hers and explain her old board name. I don't know if you remember what that was, but it was a really funny one.
I would probably recognize it if I saw it, but not right off the cuff, no.
Bitchy Moody Mama or something like
that. Oh, yeah.
It was funny. Yep. It was a good one. I'm trying to go through these pictures again. So a couple of things that we'll get to a little later. But we talked a little bit with Carla, I think, about the Baton Rouge show. I know we'll touch on it more. I'm trying to think of when Lori's on. We're definitely going to talk about that, the Baton Rouge show with her. But okay. So yeah, you came here and we all had our shirts on. That was like that was our second banner I think we created.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading. Yeah, there we go. Shauna knows what it is.
Bitchy Moody Bar, yeah.
Sweet Caroline said she pulled the list up today on her computer. Some fun names. There were some interesting names back in the day.
Oh yeah.
We had a big blue banner that hung up on the side. I think this is around the time His Kind of Money was coming out. This was before Carolina was released, right? Was this show?
Yeah, that was almost a year beforehand because that was spring 2008. Remember, Carolina had the release date of like September 29th, 2018, and it got bumped back a couple times.
I already made a second drink. You could tell it's been that kind of a day already.
Oh, nice. No, back to the previous show, the New Year's Eve show. Sort of fun fact about that, if you will.
All right, let's jump to the New Year's Eve show. I'm gonna go through my pictures while you talk about that fun fact.
Okay, no, that's cool. Let's do it that way. Hindsight's all 2020, and I'm better off for it now. And I, talked about that sort of being bachelor party or whatever. But so Eric Church got married 3 days after I got married. It's sort of funny. My wedding date was January 5th, and he got married January 8th. So obviously nobody had any clue at the time. But then looking back, it was sort of crazy.
That is cool, man. Here, New Year's Eve Wild Bills. Oh my God. I don't know if I need to show some of these photos. All right. When somebody, let's see. This is what kind. I'm just going to show you one photo. Show everybody one photo of what kind of show this New Year's Eve show was, and then right then and there, it's going to give it away. Like what kind of?
I think I know what you're going to show.
I don't know. This one's kind of one-offish. We'll see.
I don't know.
I don't know why my computer is just being so weird tonight. So when you show up with a sign, and you spell the word choir wrong, it's gonna be a good night.
Oh God. Okay.
Someone in the front row had a sign, and yeah, they started really early on New Year's Eve. Really early that year.
Wow.
What picture were you thinking about?
God.
You thought you knew what picture I was going to show.
Is it either you or Q laying off behind a motel bed or something like that?
Yep. I know what you're talking about. I don't know if I could find that one. But that'd be a good one. I mean, there's always Timmy jumping over the cooler too the same day.
Oh yeah.
There's a jack bottle somewhere in the middle of all that. This is, I think, the only time Eric has ever done this. It was 2007 into 2008. Eric played Wild Bills in Atlanta, Georgia. It was a New Year's Eve show. Right at midnight, he was running around. There's actually a really cool video on my YouTube. I'll have to try to share later, but it's called Eric Church, I think New Year's Eve or something, where he's running around. He grabs a bottle of Jack, and then they come over and pour it in my cup. It's pretty cool. But I'd love to see him do this again sometime. He was wearing was this night he was wearing that ugly ass shirt?
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, there's Carla's hat too. But this is probably one of the most hideous shirts I've ever seen. No, it's sideways. I don't know why I ever saw Eric Church wear it.
That's the one.
What was do you have any memories of that night that you want to share?
Oh man. I just remember seeing a lot of people that I wound up meeting later. I remember, I saw you, I saw Deb and Greg. I know there was definitely several different people there. I went to the show. God,
pictures of my fingertips, man.
Yeah. No, it was fun because I went to the show with an old high school buddy that I hadn't seen in years. I had been, away to college for a long time and everything. So it was really fun to get to meet up with him. And he didn't know anything about Eric, so we got to go, introduce him to Eric and everything, and he, really loved him from there. That was just a fun video. But you talk about that Eric should do something like that again. I just don't know if we'll ever see it, because I remember back in the day reading or hearing some interviews or something like that where he talked about just in general New Year's or New Year's Eve was his least favorite or whatever. Yeah. So he said he didn't like doing that kind of stuff. So I mean, that I made it cool that he did it, but I don't know if it'll happen again.
Yeah, and he pretty much now these days lately, he pretty much shuts down for the holidays. I mean, there's a couple months where he's just, I mean, he doesn't do anything, and by right, he shouldn't. I mean, dude's busy. I mean, well, 2 days a week, but
right. So it takes a whole lot more than 2 days a week.
Ugly shirt to show off for everybody.
Oh man.
Like, I think that was like flowers. It wasn't flamingos. I don't know why I was going to say flamingos all over it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was really cool. He played. I mean, it was like a 2-hour set. I mean, it's something like he's playing now, but it was a nice long set. And I have tons of video. I wish my videos would start working on here, where I could share at least clips for everybody. Do you know where you were? You weren't up against the stage, were you?
I was out at I think right at the end of they had that little runway that second show. I was right at the end of it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see any. Let's see some crowd pictures. Ooh, I got this. This might be good. Let's see.
No, it was when he played there.
So this was actually the set list from the night. Lee wants to know if you're in Hobby Lobby. That is his wife's she shed. So you guys didn't hear my intro. I don't know. I'm like, he's in a she shed tonight.
There you go.
But it does look like the back store of a Hobby Lobby, the back room.
Yeah, basically.
So this is the set right here, and it's pretty cool because I don't know the name. I saw Joey just share this recently, but one of the co-founders of Ozark Mountain Daredevils just recently passed away.
Yeah,
and on the set list, he has "Want to Get to Heaven." So I see that closed out with lightning. So
yes, he did. I remember that.
That's
that was
cool.
Awesome. No, it was. he played Wild Bill's I think it was 3 times in less than a year, right around that point.
Yep. Oh, I know. I was there for 3 of them. I know that. Look at this, dude. Make it look so easy, and World Needs a Drink back to back. Do you ever see that anywhere? That is so cool. What's up, Wheeler?
What's up, brother?
So that is really cool. Make it look so easy, and World Needs a Drink back to back. But yeah, this was 2007 going into 2008. Eric Church played Wild Bills in Atlanta, Georgia. New Year's Eve show. If you guys go on my YouTube page, it's really cool. It's a video of right when it hit midnight. Of Eric going around. I think Catherine runs out on stage. He gives her a little kiss on the side, and it's pretty cool just to see it all. To see when it hit midnight. So I'll have to grab it one of these days. Yeah, someone did throw a beer bottle, Lori. That's right. You were throwing. It was a crazy night.
Holy shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was a crazy night.
Yeah. No, I've got a video somewhere too of right at midnight of him pouring the Jack in your cup, and he was just going around giving everybody drinks on the stage, and he had a whole handle. That thing was huge.
Oh boy, Mariah was in middle school. Make me feel old.
Me and you both, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So, Wild Bills in Atlanta was probably one of my top 10 coolest shows New Year's Eve. Just because New Year's Eve, the people that were there. I wish you and I knew each other prior to that. That would have been cool to.
Oh man.
Cool to see instead of Hickory here, but not Hickory. I'm telling you, I missed Hickory and Baton Rouge up all this time, and Baton Rouge was fun. I don't know how I can mess that up.
No, dude.
So let's see. Let me go back and look at these pictures. Some of these you sent over. There was another show on here I kind of want to bring up. So if you guys are just now tuning in, let's do this one. This is Jason Speed. I've known him since probably, 06 is probably when we first started meeting online, and then met in 08, early 08, 07, somewhere in there. Let's see. Where's this picture coming up? So this picture I took, it's going to load. Tell you, my computer's is off today. If it's not going to load, we'll skip it. So we went to, Carla was with me, and we went down, I think it's because Kid Rock was there too, but Mobile, Alabama, Bayfront. And we went and hung out. And I wish I would have still had it, but my memory card took a crap. And I only really had one photo left from the entire show. But Eric played like a Sunday afternoon. I forgot who else was there, but Kid Rock, I think, played Saturday night. And you were with us the night before, right? Or when did we meet up with you? Because that was the weekend.
You guys we hung out like that afternoon beforehand because I had to go in and work or some crap like that. So yeah, we went out to the beach, and remember we went to the Mexican restaurant and got all the Jack and Cokes and everything.
Oh, there's a lot more than no, that was during the day. Yes, there's a story from that night that only some people know. Only a handful of people know that I don't really share much. But yes, it started with you because we met in Pensacola Beach, right, during the day.
Yeah.
During the day, we went over there and we met you for lunch because I know you had to head off to work. And then Carla and I went out that night, and she ended up buying a bottle of Patron for the table. And when we left, the bottle of Patron was gone. So yeah, then we ended up at some tattoo parlor in Pensacola. That's where the story ended. I ain't talking no more. She's probably shaking her head.
Yeah, I know she is.
So this is the only picture I have left from the show, and it's the funniest one because Carla and I weren't up front. We were sitting way in the back, kind of by the soundboard. And this is right when Church saw us sitting back there because Church always, some people will say this every now and then, if he knows like Carla or I or some of the, there's like 10 people, if he knows they're at a show, Eric will go out to find them. Like he will try to seek them out. Sweet Caroline's another one. Lori's another one. If he knows you're there, he looks for them. And like here, it's kind of funny because like whenever he first found Carla or I, he'd always make kind of some kind of little funny gesture. And this was right at the end of him doing his. But yeah, Sweet Caroline, man. I know. I'm telling you, I was stopping there, man. I ain't going no farther. maybe if Carla and I have a part 2 sometime, we'll go a little deeper. But I don't know about how deep we'll go on that one. But,
yeah, she might kill you, man.
I go missing tomorrow. Carla Rollins, Louisiana. Man, do I love her. But yeah, so Mobile was fun. Mobile, Alabama. The night before Kid Rock played, there's a really cool Kid Rock show. I forgot who played the day of Eric, but somebody else played after Eric that was really good. And it was a fun fest. This is one I showed a picture. I think when Carlo was on, Eric was wearing a fedora, and we were back by the bus. When we kind of were telling a story where we snuck back by. But this was the event here, or the show here that we went to. But you're not far from like Mobile area, are you?
It's only about an hour or so. No, I think didn't Blake? Was it Blake? Did Blake play right after Eric did?
Brett Michaels was there because I remember seeing Brett Michaels backstage. He had his bus because that's when he was doing his TV show, whatever it was called.
Oh yeah.
Blake might have been there because there was like an up and comer that just made it big that was headlining that night, and it could have been. Might have been Blake. I don't know. I have to go back and look. Eric
Rodney
was
Adkins. Rodney Adkins was the headliner, shock and all, and I think we all left before he even came out.
Yeah. We only watched like one more. Oh boy. Yes, I understand redheads. Yeah, stay away from them. Here was a good picture. This one was this picture was taken I think last year, wasn't it? No,
yeah, that was at the wharf. Yeah.
Good old Lori. She's gonna be on in what I think November. Lori's coming on. That's gonna be a fun one. Mark your calendars. X off some extra time because Lori's coming and we're gonna have a good talk with her. It's always fun with Lori. So let's see. Can you pick at all your number one show? I know some people ask me all the time. And it's so hard, but if you were at, can you pick it?
Oh man, probably there are two that come to mind. Oh well, that's a great picture. I like it. That was a different Mobile show when he played. Oh gosh, it wasn't the Civic Center. There was like some little side venue off to the side there, and that's where Eric played that night, if I remember correct. Yeah, we were in the hotel bar in the top. No, as far as favorite shows, man, I don't. That's hard, but there's two I would mention just because of the venue was so freaking cool. I love the Sloss Furnace in Birmingham. I think that was 2010. That was super cool. And then when he had broken his ankle in 2009, so 40 watt in Athens, that was a ton of fun too.
So all right, we'll touch on those two real quick. So first off, Sloss Furnace, I got to tell you, I am definitely jealous of that. I've been and toured Sloss Furnace or probably 2 or 3 times. One of my favorite places. For a lot of people that don't know, ever since probably late 90s, I've had a kind of crazy infatuation with paranormal and spirits and ghosts. And that has led me to Sloss Furnace to tour it, do their haunted houses they've done. And I've been there probably half a dozen times. But I think I moved back home at that point when Eric played Sloss's after I lived in Mississippi. So I missed that show. And I still to this day, there is a picture somewhere on my wall of Eric throwing his guitar, and you can tell it's Sloss in the background. I'm sure you've seen that photo, but one of my favorite photos.
Oh yeah, dude, I've got that poster hanging on my wall, and it was definitely taken there.
Hard behind my back too that he was throwing.
yeah, nice. But no, it was at that show. It was just the crowd was awesome. It was a lot of fun. You could tell he had a good time too. He hung out a lot during that day, and took the photos and everything. But it was during that one that I was front and center, literally right there. And we were just being loud and stupid and crazy and everything. And it was during these boots. So, of course, boot in the air, the whole nine and everything. And Jamie was right beside me. So Jamie's there. And she's trying to take a picture. So I'm like all turned around, boot like over my shoulder, trying to make a stupid face and get a picture with her. And you might have it somewhere. No, I don't know.
No, you mentioned Jamie, so I threw a picture up for her.
Yeah. But I didn't realize Eric had walked up right behind me. I got, my boot over my shoulder, basically. She's trying to take a photo, and he snatches it out of my hand. So, that was the first one of those. But that was cool, because it was back in the day when he would just grab one. He'd grab one boot and tote it around the stage the whole time. Now he gets 12 or whatever, which is cool. Yep. But that was the first. I know Julie was there, too, and got some photos and everything. But that was just really cool. And I don't remember if it was earlier that day or the next day. I went back and did the whole tour and everything of the place. And that was just super awesome. And
are you talking about Sloss?
Yeah, Sloss. I just,
The tours are, if you live anywhere close, Birmingham, Alabama, you got to go to Sloss Furnace. It's just the coolest place. It's the tour during the day. If you love history, if you love old buildings, what was it known for? It's like a steel mill or?
What they did Iron, I think, didn't they?
The Iron there, and they have so many like documented deaths of stuff that happened there, and
Yeah.
just crazy stories. I mean, you will go down a dark rabbit hole when you start looking at Sloss Furnace. So
That's unreal, man. The place was huge too, so a lot could
So
happen
you guys
there.
don't remember back in the day, man, we're flying through, dude. I'm like 35. I'm like trying to pace with time. You're like, I don't know how we're gonna fill up an hour. I'm like, we'll be good.
Yeah.
But back in the day, Eric had this thing that we coined, the choir coined the church stomp for the longest time. And he would get in this freaking groove on stage and start stomping. And we still to this day blame. It was a stage. It was out east somewhere. I know Patty might know. No, I think it was up by Patty. But it was a solid cement stage. And Eric just was, one night he was getting it, I heard. And about a week later, he played out in like Starkville, Mississippi, the Mississippi area, Georgia. And he was rocking this thing. So I'm going to actually, I want to throw another picture up. So in order to do that, I got to go off camera. The scroll bar at the bottom of this thing is so small. There we go. So he was in, I wish I knew, because it was around the time he played Starkville, Mississippi, Rick's Cafe too. Because I know it was probably like the night after. He probably did like up by Patty, then Starkville, then Georgia. Yeah, the Storm Church Stomp was fun. But yeah, he was doing this thing. And we called it the Church Stomp. And then the next thing you know, he shows up in this little padded boot here. But that was just the start of it, because about 6 months or 6 weeks later, somewhere in there, then next thing he's like in a hard cast, like a hard boot. This dude couldn't stop stomping. They put him on a stool halfway through the show. He's standing up on one leg, still playing, still rocking out. Talk about this show, man. Just talk about like first seeing this guy in a walking boot and not really knowing what was going on.
Oh, I knew what was going on beforehand, of course. I'd heard the stories and everything, but that was cool. I'm obviously a big Georgia fan and everything, and that was 40 watts, so that was like just down the street from the stadium and everything. And same thing, we met up with some really good friends and went over there and got right front and center, man. It was really cool, and that did not slow him down 1 minute. I mean, a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about because you went to those shows, but every last bit of the energy and everything was still there. He about broke the damn bar stool. And that's my hat, by the way. He ended up actually grabbing it and wearing it during a couple songs or whatever. And then he did jack shots with us, and he was back up stomping again and just being dumb, But
funny because he played Joe's too, and he played Joe's bar here in Chicago, and he was up on the stool, and I like looked at him. I was front center at this show, and I looked up over at him. He looked right down at me and just said, "Fuck it," and stood up, like kicked the stool behind him, and just started rocking out and hopping. So the church stomp turned into a church hop because he's trying to hop to play and stay on one foot and play at the same time. Oh man, there's a video. If people go back and look at video, somewhere on YouTube, somebody has to have video somewhere of Eric just jumping off his stool back when he had his broken foot. It's probably some of the funniest things you'll ever see.
He tried to be good and sit there, but he couldn't make himself sit there. He had to get up and.
Yeah, I told you, Patty would have the date. She knows everything.
There it is.
Patty's awesome. So yeah, New York State Fair. Apparently, their stage there is this complete cement, and that's the infamous show where everybody thinks, or where it was said that Eric could have probably broken his foot. Well, at first they said it was like a hairline fracture from the show. Yeah. At Joe's, he probably played at least 3 songs. I'd have to go back and look, but I got pictures of him standing up. I don't know if I can find any. I can probably talk for a quick minute while I'm finding something. But at first, I think it was like a hairline fracture or something they said that he did in the show, but he kept on doing it. And just the stomp would not stop. And then finally, I think it just went into a fully blown broken foot was the verdict. But I'm not too sure.
Well, wasn't there that one time when he was, was getting a little bit worse or whatever, and then some jack and whatever on stage one night, and didn't he trip over something and like really make it worse one night?
There's probably been at least once per tour I've seen this guy falling on stage somewhere somehow. When was this show that we're looking at with the broken foot? You remember what year?
2009. It was in the fall, if I remember right, maybe October. But it was 2009, definitely.
I'm trying to find here Joe's November 2009. This could be it. Because was it when he was with Singleton? Yep, this is it. Here's the Joe shows.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely Singleton.
I want to see. I can't really see these pictures because they're too small. But let's see if this one works. Like I need to get like this. Oh, sideways. Whenever I upload pictures, it's always sideways. But yeah, that was him hopping on one foot. I don't know why these things keep going sideways on me. But he played back-to-back show or nights at Joe's.
Oh, really?
And I saw he played Milwaukee. Milwaukee, the Pabst Theater, and then 2 nights at Joe's. And I think he was on. Oh, look at that! There's a picture of Spencer. Yeah, here's some more. Well, you really can't see his boot, but that's what happens when you get up close. But here's the one where he's getting ready to get off his stool. I wish I had more. I totally forgot. Like I would have uploaded a bunch. Sorry guys about the sideways pictures, but for some reason it keeps on. But yeah, he had this stool, had a back to it. It looked like probably the stool that you'd find in like your grandma's kitchen back in the day, that you could sit on and you could spin around in circles. You'd always do it as a kid. And this guy looked like a kid on this stool. He would spin around and talk to the band and spin back around and sing a song. So he was having a good time with that thing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the whole leg and cast and everything just made for a fun story out of that show. But that was just a cool small venue, and the crowd was crazy. So I mean, it was just made for a really fun show. Between that and doing I brought the jack in or whatever, and we were doing jack shots and stuff with the band. So during a little smoke and everything. So just all of it together was really really cool. I mean, as far as favorite shows or moments or whatever, I loved some of those because of the small venues, and of course there's a whole slew of other ones too. But I guess the big sort of aha moment, just was really cool to see everybody's reaction. Was I went to a show. I don't think it was with Carla. I don't think she was there for that one, but it was in 2012 at the Wharf over in Orange Beach over there. Okay. And then I had pit tickets or whatever, and so I was down front, just doing the usual whatever, rocking out, just loving the music and everything. And it hit me for a second. I was like, hold on a second. We've been following this guy for years, promoting him and everything else, and loving everything about them and the band. And I was like, listen to that sound behind me. Like, that is a giant crowd screaming for him. So just turned around, and everybody is standing up all the way to the top of the thing, because you've got seats all the way up and you see the trees up above or whatever. But everybody to the top, all the way into the last row, was yelling, and I'm like, holy cow, this is crazy. We followed this guy from the tiny venues and everything, and we, the Chief release party and all that kind of stuff. Now it's like full circle, It's like, he's done it now.
I think my moment, or one of my coolest moments, kind of like the play off that. And actually, I took a video of this. And I sent it over to Susan, just so she could send it or show everybody at HQ. I was actually standing with Ryan from Green Bay outside Nissan Stadium at his tailgate that he was doing the night Eric played Nissan. And it was probably, 20 minutes before Eric was supposed to take the stage. I was just hanging out, still drinking in the parking lot, whatever. But I was watching the crowd of people coming off that walking bridge and piling into like the stalls to go into the show. Yeah. And I still have the video on my phone. I was just like in awe. Like I sat there, and as far as I could see across that walking bridge in Nashville was just a line of people walking towards that stadium. And then I turn around, look at where you go in at, and it's just a big old cluster of people trying to get in. Like, yeah. This is just amazing. Like, I never saw like this massive amount of people before, and it was just like all there for church, and it was pretty cool to see that. That's why I got the seat all the way up top. But it's cool, like, for you saying stuff like that, to like see where your moment was when you like took your step back to say, "Damn," because we all have those kind of moments at times where we have done that, and where we step back and we saw him back in the day, but now we're like just blown away what we're seeing. And I mean, I do that now at Double Down shows, is when he goes into the crowd and when he talks about back in the day and old shows and this and that. And it's cool to hear all those stories that he talks about.
Hmm. Yeah, very much so, man. I mean, it's, only gotten bigger now. I mean, that was, for me at that time, that was 7 years ago. But that was really, 2011 Chief and everything. That's when everything really came together, with, being known and all that kind of stuff. So
we got to talk about the Chief show for a minute. But before the Chief show, when we talk about the Chief show, Eric did an album release show of Chief in New York City. He did. When did he do Good Morning America in the morning and then the show at night, right? Or was Good Morning America the day after?
I was that morning.
That morning?
If I remember right, yeah, pretty sure it was that morning.
And you guys all make sure you had front row or don't go at Good Morning America too, huh?
Oh yeah.
I see Tony and Carla back there for sure.
I'm just to the left of Carla right there. So I'm right behind. You can't see me, but I'm right there beside Carla.
That's awesome, dude. And you guys are on a ferry in this picture?
Oh yeah, that was the Staten Island ferry. Like we rode over and we spent the whole day. Oh man, that was funny. We spent the whole day just poking around. We did the open top bus tours and everything. Me and Carla roomed together that trip and everything. Dude, she freaking cussed me by the end of that day. She's probably cussing me right now still from that day because we were doing we did the subway and the open top buses, and she's like, I was her tour guide, I guess, but apparently I got fired by the end of the days.
Sorry, I got fired a long time ago for picking hotel rooms with her. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I've been in New York City once. It was shortly after September 11th. I'll never remember it, or always remember it. It was the year Janet Jackson had that big Super Bowl issue. Because the year, I think it was the same year that Kid Rock wore the American flag around his neck.
Right.
Because I saw Kid Rock the day before in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and the next day we were in New York City, and I was watching the Super Bowl down there. But that was like the only time we were passing through on our way to Niagara Falls, and I want to get back. I'm hoping to get back next year to New York City for a little bit. So I'm supposed to be going to New Hampshire in May, and if I go to New Hampshire in May, I want to go through New York City and everything, and take the family there and check it out. But it'd be cool to do like the ferry rides and Good Morning America and all that stuff. I mean, I've always thought to myself it'd be really cool to do New Year's Eve down in New York, but I'm like, I don't think I could do that crowd.
Yeah, where are you gonna piss at?
I'm telling you, you have to have something.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. No, New York's amazing. I've been there twice, I think. There was that time, and then a few years before that. It was great. So much fun stuff to do and everything. I honestly could never live there, but that was cool. I mean, I'm glad he did the release party there. He picked that cool venue. It was the Bowery Ballroom. Sort of a little bit ghetto, but yeah, it is. Okay. There was a bunch of us upstairs, and then there was a bunch. Part of the group was downstairs too. I can't remember exactly why we split up. But yeah, it was really cool. It was just to the right there where we're hanging out, all of Eric's people, where they had a section blocked off, like everything from everybody from HQ and the record label and all that kind of stuff at the time.
Yeah, because that was a big release. Hey, Patty, actually, I graduate in December. I am going to school for marketing at Southern New Hampshire University online. And I graduate in December, but I graduate with the school May 2020. So I think we might go up there for my graduation. So if we do, I'll let you know. Sorry, I get sidetracked for a second, Speed.
No, you're good. No worries.
That's why Patty posted. I was like, oh, I gotta let her know I might be up there. So yeah,
that'll be fun.
Going. Yeah, well, that's why I told Jillian. I'm like, it'd be cool to take the kids and like just take a road trip, like go through West Virginia, see my family, go through New York City, up through New Hampshire, and then maybe Niagara Falls, come back through Canada and home. She always says like, well, if you graduate with honors, I'll take you for your graduation. I got like a 3.96 GPA right now, and I got one class left. So I was like, boom. So, yeah, I've never been to New Hampshire. I've never been past New York, so it'd be kind of cool to the road trip up that way. Now, if Eric has shows along that way, even better. But
right.
So tell me more about the Chief release show. We got a couple minutes to talk about this real quick. Lori wants me to tell you something about the store we went to in BTR.
Yeah, we got to bring that up before we go. We got to find a minute to circle back to Baton Rouge for sure at some point.
Right now, she brought it up. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this.
All right,
with it.
Laurie, that is on my list. I literally have written that down about that. So she can probably remember it a little bit better than I can because another one of those fuzzy memories. I don't even remember exactly what date it was. I know it was part of that string where Eric played, I think, 4 shows in a year at the varsity or whatever there.
Mm-hmm.
But oh man, that was so much fun. So we're hanging out, doing our thing. We get there super early in the afternoon, so we're tailgating the parking lot. I've got a huge ass cooler of beer in the back of my truck or whatever. Everybody gets dinner. We go into the show. I think we might have got to see sound check if I remember right. And
was
then
that you said?
Do what now?
You said this is the varsity?
Yeah, definitely the varsity. And so we're hanging out before the show. They opened the doors. The doors were like an hour and a half, 2 hours before the show or whatever. And so then partially we were just being cheap. Partially we just wanted to see if we could get away with it. So Laurie had this huge ass purse. So had to twist her arm to get her to do it, but got her to start going out to my truck, and she would load this thing up with beer. She would probably put like 6, 8, 10 beers in this huge purse and bring them back in for everybody. It was just a good time, and then several of us were in the mood for cigars.
Was I there for that? I
No,
remember Lori. I remember at one point Lori sneaking beer in her purse somewhere.
Maybe you were. I didn't think so, but I didn't think so on that one. But it was
that show. You remember or no? I was going to check my list.
Later in 2008, I guess, because I know you were at that one in early 2008. I think it was either later that year. I think it was later that year, I believe.
I might have missed that one.
Yeah. But
she's never smuggled anything.
So then we decided we wanted some cigars. So we look up whatever the closest cigar shop was, and it was like, 2 or 3 doors down from the varsity there or whatever. So me and Laurie walk over there, have no clue what we're going to get into. And it's we walk in some kind of like hookah vape shop selling all kinds of questionable shit, We're like, okay, this is interesting.
Is this something Carla got kicked out of in Baton Rouge? No.
No, I don't think so.
Another story
But,
I probably get kicked for.
I basically took Laurie into a porn shop because the farther we got into the store, the more interesting it got. Then there was the whips and the chains and all kinds of other, videos and all the toys that you could imagine. And you can imagine Laurie at this point. She's like, Jason, what have you gotten me into, Jason? What are we doing here? And so sure enough, they had cigars. The little humidor was all the way in the back, whatever. So we had to walk through this whole thing. And I'm laughing my ass off the whole time because I think it's hilarious. She's probably like, 5 shades of red. But that was definitely a fun one from that night. Between that and conning her into smuggling beer into the venue there.
I'm reading this. So we were in Baton Rouge, and I don't know what we were doing. I was with Carla, and it's probably around the same time as the thing of the reunion show in Baton Rouge. And we ended up walking into a smoke shop that sells pipes, everything else. And I'm over here, a little younger, knows what's going on. Carla walks straight up into this place, walks straight to the guy and goes, I need to see your bongs. I look at her, I'm like, shh. I'm like, you can't do that in here. Well, Carla got kicked out of the store. I had to buy her meter out back, but yeah, she got kicked out of the store really quick. Well, you don't walk up to the store owner or the guy and be like, I need to see your bongs. I need to see your tobacco pipes. That's what you need to say. But
exactly.
That was in Baton Rouge. Another funny story. But I don't know, seeing Lori around some whips and chains and whatever, that might have been kind of funny.
Oh yeah, This was the same kind of store, but they definitely had that whole area of merchandise as well.
Lori, you're gonna have to share your side of the story when you're on in a couple weeks. So.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to hear hers. I'm sure there's a lot more detail that I don't remember at all, but.
No, Ryan, thank you so much for coming on, man. It was really cool to share your story about the tattoo over the weekend in Philly. It's just cool to see moments like that with the choir, and then show like the afterthought and like just how it happened. It was like I said last week. I had the gender reveal couple on; they were amazing, and then with you and the tattoo. So it's just really cool to see what's going on every week at these shows, and That's why I wait till like the day of or the day before to invite my 5-minute guest on, just because I want somebody that had an experience at the show to come to talk about it. So it was really cool. I thank you for having me on, or thank you for coming on. We are definitely getting close to 9 o'clock, Speed. I just now saw that. I gotta upload some video or some pictures.
Okay.
We got to play my little game I was talking about. I'm still like 2 questions short. I've been writing some down, but we might just say screw it to do 8. We'll see. I don't know. I'll upload them. So you were talking about like favorite shows. You really didn't have one. I don't know if I could ever pick one either. It's so hard because there's so many. What I've actually done, and this is Carla's idea way back in the day. I've done a rating system with my shows, and it's on my spreadsheet. It's kind of funny. I have like 10 things I'll rate 1 through 10, and I'll get a number at the very end of it. So like a meet and greet, I would rate my meet and greet from 1 to 10. Was there a poster? Was it badass? 1 through 10. And I'll get a score at the very end, and that's how I'm kind of telling what was my favorite show. So I'm kind of using a spreadsheet calculations to tell me my favorite show. And when it all said and done, it always comes back to Memphis and Beale Street. It's so funny. Because that honestly, when I think about it, that was probably one of my top 3s by far. But it's cool that when you start doing it and you see the numbers, like when you give everything a value, like a number value, to see it come back and then see where it ranks. Dude, you're gonna hate me for some of these.
Oh God. No, that makes sense. I always knew, you had your, top shows or, this number or that number, but I didn't know how you did it. And that's really cool though.
I wasn't doing that before until Carla mentioned that. Like, there's just different things. Like, I got one column's called OC. So it's called so I say who was at the show. Like was it people that I hung out with back in the day, like yourself or Carla or Lori OC, or is it like the newer crowd that I hang out with, like Johnson, Frazee, Staples, those guys? I mean, it's 2 different groups from different times. So I still call Johnson, Staples, Frazee, all those guys OC to me because they followed them for a while, and it doesn't matter when they came around and started watching Eric. It's the fact that what they do now, and it's what you've done for Eric that to me that matters. It doesn't matter how many shows or anything else. How much have you shared of his, or how much have you pushed him or supported him, or what has he done for you? I mean, that's how I look at things. I don't look at how many shows you've been to or if you've been there since 06. Who cares? Everybody discovers things at different times, and you can have a connection at any time. I posted something on my Facebook a couple of days ago that doesn't matter how long you've known somebody. It depends on like when they come into their lives, like what they bring with them. And that's something to me. It doesn't matter. Length is just a number. I mean, it depends on the here and now, what you can do and where you can go with it. So I don't know. That's my little rant for the night.
Absolutely. I agree, man.
I mean, I know a lot of the OC now these days can't really make it out to shows, but they're still supporting him in different ways. So, and that's why I love seeing. Anyway, because that's what we always did. I mean, we were the grassroots fan club. We were the support system back then. We were the ones designing flyers and handing stuff out. And it's cool that we don't have to do it anymore, but there's some that still love doing this stuff and still love sharing the word of Eric Church. And that's what we've always wanted. So I'm so mad that one of these pictures goes sideways again. See, once I figure out one problem with this thing, it goes sideways. So I apologize. You might get one sideways picture. We'll see. All right, so I do this thing every week. It's 10 questions in 60 seconds. See how far you can make it through. So let's see how far you get. Are you ready?
This should be interesting.
So I got some a couple personal questions and then some EC questions. Just some fun stuff for you. So we're going to go ahead and put 60 seconds on. Can you hear the music? You hear that music?
No.
Yeah? Oh, wait, whatever. On an island, you're going to take one Eric Church album. What album are you taking?
Sinners.
Good one. One song he has never covered that you want to hear him cover.
Oh, man. All right, next.
There's no next, dude. You got to do it. One song, man. What's your favorite song that Eric has never sung that's not by him?
Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to blow my 60 seconds right here.
All right, we'll come back to that. I'll come back to that one. All right, one Eric Church lyric that stands out to you.
Those I've loved.
All right. Best venue you've ever seen Eric Church perform at?
Got to go with either the 41. Oh, no, the best venue, Sloss, definitely.
Hell yeah, your 60 seconds is already up.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh well. All right, I won't. That was my sideways picture. So best Eric Church opener yet. Sorry, I threw a picture up. I'm biased.
Singleton, you got gotta go with Singleton, man.
By far one of the best. This is, I don't even know what show this was. This was a show that Evansville. This is a show that we never talked about tonight. we might have to touch on that after this.
Oh, dude, yeah, we totally skipped that one.
I know. That's the only thing I have wrote down under topics with you is Young and Wild Kickoff. Is the only thing I wrote down.
Oh, that's funny.
I'll throw that pen in the air now. All right, so we'll skip a couple of these. So we got to throw this one up now. This is a question I added while you were talking earlier. So is this picture employee of a porn star or the making of Super Troopers 3? Employee of a porn star or the making of Super Troopers 3?
Maybe both. Oh, that's great, man. You went and dug that up, huh?
I always try, like with Weber last week with his Pawn Stars, I always try to find something fun. But man, what's going on in this picture? I mean, we're already over our 60 seconds, so just. So
I ran a contest at work actually, and so if they met some metric or whatever, I did a mohawk, and actually after that I think green. I think it was green for a week or so. Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. That was a fun time.
Next question. Did working for Target help you or hurt you for a 45?
Oh man, probably definitely hurt me.
So how many did you get?
You mean the store?
So the story that I remember is this was a Target exclusive 45. You can only get a Target. Speed is. Were you a store manager?
Assistant.
And I remember you coming on and asking us, "Hey, I could check. I think you said this. I could check other stores and see their stock. Who needs them? I could get them." And you ended up getting a bunch for everybody.
I forgot about that crap. My store only got like 2 or 3, I think, at my store. But I could definitely. I think I found some for some folks and stuff like that.
I think you found mine for me. I think you sent me mine. To be honest, I don't think my Target had one. I think you ended up sending me mine. I still have. I had 3 at one point. I gave 2 away at one of my pre-parties. I still got one more up top over here.
It came with a shirt. It came with a shirt in it too, didn't it?
It came with a shirt, a 45. I never opened it, so I don't even know what the shirt looks like.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think I opened mine, and I think the shirt's probably still stuffed in the box.
Yeah, I haven't opened it yet, so that was just a funny one. All right, my last question for you. Oh, there's my sideways picture for my opener question. I had a picture of Ashley Ray and a picture of Singleton, but Ashley decided she wanted to go sideways. Might be real life, No. All right, my last question was, how much or can a fifth of Jack fit into a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola? All right.
Oh, man.
Explain to everybody what this is.
Oh, dude. Yeah, okay. So Shriver and I were hanging out. It was in March 2009, before the kickoff show. I think it was 3 days before Carolina released, and they actually had the album or whatever. And yeah, we're proceeding to, get right before the show and everything. So Shriver has this huge bottle of Jack and the Coke or whatever, and I'm just being a dumbass pouring it in. He's like, "Hey, hold on a second, man. We got a photo. That just looks too cool. I got to take a photo with this crap." Dude, but do you remember what happened to that bottle after that?
I remember us taking it to the show.
We took it into the venue.
Yeah.
Without the lid. Yeah, they let us do it. We had it for like 3 hours, man, before I don't remember what happened to the thing, but we had it for quite some time.
Because I remember it was a weird venue. It was opening night of the Young and Wild tour. It was the one thing I'm kind of glad we didn't talk about, because now we could go into it and run over for a few minutes and talk about it. So it was opening night of the Young and Wild tour with Ashley Ray and Jonathan Singleton. It was right after Carolina were released. This was the very first night that Eric Church ever played Smoke a Little Smoke. because I remember making a video of it and then sending it to the driver because driver actually wrote that song. But a lot of people don't know about Smoke Little Smoke. The story that I was always told was they were all on the bus one night. Eric was writing, and driver walks in from the back lounge, and Eric looks at driver and says, "Hey, what's your plans tonight, driver?" And he goes, "Just going to sit right here and drink a little drink and smoke a little smoke." And he goes, "Sit down." And driver, Hyde, and Eric sat on the bus and wrote that song that night. Is the rumor and the story I heard. If anybody ever heard that and can confirm it, go ahead. But that's what I always heard, and I'm ever since then I always think "Smoke a Little Smoke" is driver's song because I could see driver just walking out of the back lounge and I'm just going to sit right here and drink a little drink, smoke a little smoke. Well, that's all I'm going to do.
I could totally see it too. Totally see him saying that.
So, Evansville was the first night that they played that song live, so that was really cool to see that. I don't think I have any other pictures. I was trying to see, and I think this is the only picture I pulled.
There was.
It's going to be sideways. For some reason, I'm doing sideways pictures tonight. Sorry, guys. I think that was the only one I actually pulled from that show because I know like Casey was there, Angie was there, Jillian was there, my parents were there.
Carla.
Yeah, Carla. I did have a picture of all the girls, and I always get the picture with the girls. So,
of course.
Yep, Lori said that's the picture. Yeah, Lori, I think you and I probably heard the same story.
Dude, I just remember driving out of Florida. Of course, it's March here or whatever, so it's cool enough anyway. But I left at like 5 o'clock in the morning, coming up there, and just remember it being cold as shit. I'm like, what the heck is this? I'd never been to Indiana in my life before. I'm like, what the crap? Where am I now? So that Jack definitely helped keep us warm before the show. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's how I got sidetracked like always. Well, yeah, I remember you bringing that bottle out. This ain't the show. I don't even know what show this was, but it was a random picture I found.
Oh, that was at the wharf. I don't remember what year that was, but definitely the wharf.
But yeah, I remember you bringing that 2-liter out, and we ended up getting put upstairs. I remember being upstairs at this bar, like waiting like pattern, like an airplane, waiting to be able to go downstairs onto the main floor, and we're just chugging this 2-liter. No one questioned it. No one asked anything about it. They just didn't care. We just walked right through with this 2-liter, and ain't nothing.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. We were passing around, giving everybody drinks. We both figured, we were like, well, screw it. We're going to go in the front door and they're going to take this from us first thing. Nope, didn't happen.
I still remember a show where I had a little 1-liter bottle of Coke. It had filled with Jack, a little bit of Coke. And Eric asked for it during the show because I know he knew what was in it. And we were outside Starkville, Mississippi somewhere. It was like a bash, like downtown at the college or something. And he took one chug out of the thing. This is like 90% Jack, 10% Coke. It's been in the Mississippi heat since like noon. And this is like 9 o'clock at night. And dude just turns it up and his face. Gone. He goes, driver, take this back right now. Sorry, dude. It's warm, but it's doing the trick and saving me money, man. My bus ain't parked there with a 5th of Jack on it. Yours is. So leave my Jack alone.
That's awesome.
So let's see. I got a few other pictures I didn't get to share. I know we're a few minutes over. I've been going about 15 minutes over the last couple weeks. So if you got a couple extra minutes, let's go ahead and just go through these pictures. Some good ones.
Let's do it.
Well, I think I might have shared this one a little bit. She's coming on in a couple weeks. You and Miss Lori.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be a fun one. I'm telling you guys, mark your calendars. I don't know what the date is. It's on the event somewhere. But mark your calendars when Lori is going to be on. That's going to be a fun show.
That's going to be good. Absolutely.
All right. I got some good ones on here, but let's see. What was this one? Let's see. Where are you at on this one? And what can I have? John Deere?
Oh, yeah. That was Baton Rouge. That was
out in the background laughing. It's something.
2009? Oh, I know. It cracked me up because Eric wore that shirt, I think, like after almost every show at the varsity there. I swear, either that or that gray or that hoodie.
Man, what's up with the Braves hats? Oh, no.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, growing up as a kid, I had 2 favorite baseball teams. It was always the Cubs and the Braves, thanks to TBS and WGN. I think it was TBS that was the Braves, or I think that was the channel they were, whatever the channel the Braves were always on. We got it in Chicago. So like when I was a kid, I could either turn on WGN and watch the Cubs or turn on this channel and watch the Braves all the time.
It was TBS, yeah, because that was the '90s when So I would watch it all the time.
Yep, I mean it had to be because I mean that's the only because that's why the Cubs have so many like national fans or American fans is because WGN is nationwide and everybody had to watch the Cubs when they were growing up.
It was the same thing, man.
Yeah, you didn't have your local station.
No, I go to my papa's house and it was what were you would either watch TBS and the Braves or WGN and that was about it.
Yep. Yeah, there's Robert. Yeah, Robert. I thought I was TBS with the Braves, man. And WGN with the Cubs. I always remember that. So like growing up, like I was always either a Braves or a Cubs fan. It just depends on who the hell I wanted to watch for that day. But it's cool, man. You didn't buy him that hat or anything, did you?
No.
A random Braves hat.
That was the bottom photo you have up right now. I don't know if it's the same on your screen, but the one with the Braves visor. That was actually the first time I met him, actually.
Oh,
so definitely.
Are you wearing a Braves hat too, though?
Yeah, that's the old school throwback like '80 Braves hat.
That's cool. So you didn't plan that or nothing, but you guys both show up in a Braves hat. That's kind of cute, dude. No.
But yeah, the other photo with the beanie, that's a photo cred to Sweet Caroline on that one. That's an awesome picture.
That's a cool picture. That's a Red Rocks beanie too, I think. I think I shortly after he played Red Rocks, he's wearing a Red Rocks beanie. I love those hats. I think that was by far I mean, no offense. I know Wheeler's watching. And Wheeler, I love you, you know it. But those camo hats with the orange writing on it were probably the best church hats I've ever had. I don't know why.
Awesome, dude.
The way they fit. I mean, his hats, the way they fit now are just. They'll figure it out down the road. I love them. I'll still buy them. Don't get me wrong. I'll still buy them, but they'll get them figured out down the road. But these green hats here, they just fit good. They shaped good. I really like. I still got mine.
I
got one hanging up somewhere down here.
I bought multiples of them because the first one I bought, Eric signed it. So then after that, I was like, well, shit, I need to get at least another one or two, I guess. And I think I may have given one away.
Mine went and came back with a Lee Bryce autograph on it. Do you remember the Mustang girls?
Yeah, I do.
So Lauren, I don't know how she got a hold of my church hat, my camo church hat one time, and it went missing for like 6 months. And then when she finally gave it back to me, it had a Lee Bryce autograph on it. I was like, hey, all right, cool. And I think now it's signed by the weatherman from the weatherman from Florida. Were you ever at the barn shows, or did you ever do any shows at the barn in Florida, Stanford Beach, Florida, or Stanford, Florida? I think it's called.
Dude, I'm in Florida, but some of those areas are they're not exactly close. So no, never did.
It was Sanford Beach, I think. It was called the Barn, the venue, and whenever you went to a show there, they'd always have the local weatherman on TV open up the shows. Like he was a country music singer too.
Yeah.
And I have an old style hat, and it's actually the autographs are all rubbing off on it. But it's the only thing I ever had that was signed by Taylor Swift. The only time I ever met Taylor Swift, I had nothing on me because I had my guitar during the day, but it was raining so bad I took it back to the car. I was actually with Sweet Caroline during this, and Taylor came over, and I didn't think she was going to come over. I ended up getting to meet her. I had nothing for her to sign. This old style beer hat, so I had her sign this old style hat, and
I remember that thing.
I wore it everywhere, and then finally, after she signed it and the weatherman signed it, I just retired it. So we got to show these pictures now too. We got to be nice. So she watching at home, watching you guys. You think your daughter's watching too?
Yeah.
They watch on their phone, be like, "Daddy, come to bed." I think
exactly. Yeah.
My kids are upstairs doing the same thing. So. I love your wedding picture, dude. I love what you were able to wear jeans to your wedding. I think that was awesome.
Oh, dude! I had a freaking barbecue. We did a barbecue, and we had a bluegrass band, and I had some gator skin boots on. That's in my parents' front yard, man. I'm going up there this weekekend. Actually, it's pretty.
Is it Florida?
Beautiful. Oh no, dude! It's in the Smokies up by North Carolina. Nice. It's only about 2 hours away from Hickory up there.
Okay, there you go. What show are you guys at here on the bottom?
That was another one in Duluth when he played. That was I think 2 years ago. I'm trying to remember the exact venue, but that was Duluth, I believe, in 2017.
He's playing Alabama in a couple weeks, right? Or no?
Heck yeah, Birmingham.
Are you going to Birmingham?
Absolutely, of course.
It's only one show though, right?
Yeah, only one, which is sort of weird, but we'll definitely be there.
Dude, I'm itching, man.
Come on, let's go.
Grand Rapids was my last show. I got to figure out things. I got to figure out finances and everything else. And then I'll figure it out from there. But oh God, I'm already itching. I want to get back down there. I'm really shocked. Actually, I will say this because I really don't think he's adding any more double down tour dates. There was a speculation for a while that I really was hoping to get some extra tour dates beginning of next year, but I don't think we are.
Wow.
If we were, I think we would have heard about them by now. But
I would think so.
Yeah, I was hoping Memphis was going to be on the tour schedule. I was really hoping for a Memphis or South Haven date this year. But next time he comes back, I'm definitely going to be heading that up.
Yeah, Memphis will be fun. I would absolutely be there. Oh, that's great. I love it.
Yeah, before I let you go, man, I had to throw this up here. So how old is your little girl, man?
You said how old is she?
How old is she?
She's 5. She'll be 6 next month.
All right. I was gonna say I thought her and Jackson were similar. Jackson will be 6 in May of next year.
Okay.
So we'll tell her happy birthday. So Georgia, right?
No, that's Cora. Georgia's the little one. She just turned 2 back in.
And what's her name?
Yeah. Cora.
Cora. All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
They got their names after their great grandparents. So that was Cora was Melinda's great grandmother, and then Georgia was my great grandmother. So
awesome, dude. So you like being a dad, man?
Dude, it's amazing. They may drive me batshit crazy some days, but it's a blessing for sure. I love it.
I've been dad all summer. I know how that goes.
Yeah.
I know how that goes. I mean, you got a beautiful family, man. It's been honestly tonight's been cool as hell catching up with you, dude. I wish we had like another 20 minutes just to sit here and bullshit about all the times we had and everything else. Let's see, I think it's like my last picture I saved. I love this picture. Let's see, well, this is some of my favorite people. She's on next week. She's coming to hang out with me next week.
No, I heard that. That was the fan club party. 2 years ago, I believe it was. Okay. Yeah, that was. We both decided to retire our boots. I think I've had like 4 autographs like rubbed off those boots because I won't stop wearing them. So I got them signed that time, and I finally decided to put them up or whatever. And I think she did the same thing. She built like a really cool ass frame to put hers in and everything.
She built one for Tara too. Her and Tara both have these really badass shadow boxes. The tour post in the back and the boots in front. Mm-hmm. Really cool. I'm telling you, Wheeler, that's what you need to do, Wheeler. Church shadow boxes would be cool, man. It'd be hard to ship, but like make a church shadow or a shadow box out of like Jack Daniel's barrel, and then put like a tour poster in the background, and it'll be a shadow box with a tour poster, and you can put whatever you want in the shadow box.
Oh Boom. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Cheap merch. Next idea, dude. You got only shadow boxes made from Jack Daniel barrels with tour posters. I'm telling you, I'd buy one. I mean,
absolutely.
That'd be cool. You got credit for it 100% because she designed it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Speed. It's been amazing hanging out with you tonight, dude. You been good though?
Yes, sir.
You been good? Working hard?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. It's definitely been fun catching up. It's been too long, man. We gotta talk more.
But wait too long, dude. I'm gonna tell you if I could. When's Birmingham? When's he down there?
26th
of November.
Yep. Yeah. Not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. So
October. Of October.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah, October.
October 26th. I'm actually going to see a local band here in town that I followed since I was in high school. So I gotta be there. Can't miss church. Well, if he was a little closer, I might miss church for Lucky Boys Confusion, but. November, though, hey, you never know. I definitely would love to try to sneak in a show sometime in November. I don't know though. I want DC bad, but I gotta see what happens.
Yeah,
I talk about it every week. I'd love to do DC, but I just gotta see what happens at the time. You can do it with me. You can run away and just say screw it, do DC together. Let our wives kill us when we get back.
That's funny comment.
You see how he just like ducked down. All right, man. Well, you go ahead and you give that awesome wife and those sweet girls a kiss for me, and Thank you for hanging out with me tonight, dude. It's been awesome.
Yes, sir. Been good. Tell the family hello, man.
I will. We all miss you, man. So we'll get together soon, and you take care down south, man. Keep kicking ass for me.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Man, I love you.
Signing out.
All right, guys. That is my buddy Jason Speed. Just amazing guy all around. Family man, has amazing family. I've always loved that guy just because of the things he does and what he stands for and who he is. And he's one of my closest friends I got. So it's been awesome. Did you guys have fun tonight? Like, you could tell I did not want to go anywhere tonight. I wanted just to keep hanging out with everybody. So, but oh well. We got next week. We got Miss Kara coming on next week. Can't wait for that.
Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast.
And I'll see you guys
Aaron
then.
Shriver celebrates the music and fans of singer-songwriter Eric Church. Join Aaron again next week as he shares inside stories and life adventures with another amazing member of the church choir. And remember, everything you need to know about the world can be learned in the church choir. Thanks for joining in on the fun, and we'll catch you next time on the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver.